In this video, I will show you how to significantly increase your battery life and runtime on your Samsung Galaxy A35 and A55. So essentially with these tips, I can often get like a double the battery runtime. So there are various things. In this video, I'll show you 10 of them, but there are obviously more. So what we can do, the easiest is you can check if you actually need your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. If you are using your data through 4G or 5G, we can simply disable them, as that consumes quite a lot of battery. Even the Bluetooth is scanning things in the background and using up quite a lot of battery. So it's always scanning for devices, and yeah, we can simply disable it and it will save quite a lot of battery. Next, what we can do is we can close all our unneeded background apps, as they consume quite a lot of energy basically to run and basically operate, and yeah, so that's another thing what we can do. Also in the settings, we can go to the device care basically, click that and click this memory tab and wait a minute and click clean now. So it will basically clean your RAM and close any unneeded apps really that you haven't used in a while. And this again saves quite a lot of energy. Then the next thing what you should do from time to time, you should actually restart your phone at least every few days. Again, this will clear any background apps that are running and consuming energy, and some other processes that are basically running in the background all the time, even if they aren't really needed. By simply resetting your phone, you are basically clearing them, and it improves battery a lot of times. Okay, next big thing that actually uses probably the most battery is your 4G or 5G data usage. And if you have an opportunity to use a Wi-Fi network, I would suggest to use Wi-Fi over 4G, because 4G and 5G drains huge amounts of battery, while Wi-Fi doesn't drains nearly as much. I would say like it uses like 5 times less energy to send the data and stuff like that. So this is something to consider. Maybe you should use your phone more using Wi-Fi networks. Then also what we can do is we can turn off your mobile data during times when we actually don't need. So for example, when we are going to sleep, we can either turn off the mobile data as such, or turn on the airplane mode when we are not using the phone and we are not expecting any calls, and it will save quite a lot of battery life as well. It will disable all the process in the background that uses quite a lot of energy. Next, what you can do is if you actually have very poor 5G signal in your area, you can switch to 4G, as that usually is way better. And also, by the way, even if you have good 5G signal, it still uses quite a lot of more energy than using the phone through 4G. And for example, in my area, I don't have the best 5G speeds, so yeah, I actually prefer the 4G. So what we can do is we can go to the connections tab and click on mobile networks. Okay, and click network mode, and we can select the second one instead of the first 5G, this LTE basically. You will still get great speeds obviously with LTE, but your battery consumption, even if you have 5G that is good, you'll be much better obviously with 4G instead of 5G, as that uses quite a lot of energy basically. Even if maybe you want to go crazy, you can even enable 3G, but obviously the speeds are terrible on that. But it also saves more energy than the 4G. And the same thing for 2G, that is basically unusable. But you can still receive calls and send texts over that. If you enable 2G, you will get the most energy saving, that as that simply sips on energy and doesn't consume any energy at all. Okay, the next thing what we can do is we can reduce our refresh rate. So we can go to the display and click motion smoothness. Okay, and you can enable this standard, which is 60 Hz. Or if you enable this adaptive, your phone will feel a bit smoother maybe. Actually, to be completely honest, in real life, I don't really feel any much of a difference. So I actually prefer this one as, again, I'm not kidding, I don't really see any difference when I scroll through the phone. You might, yeah, it's just a gimmick really. But enabling this standard 60 Hz display saves quite a lot of energy if you need it. Okay, another huge thing that consumes a lot of energy is obviously the brightness of your screen. So if you can live with not so bright screen, this can save tons of energy, as this is, yeah, as you might expect, the biggest energy drain. So if you can live with not as bright screen, this will save a lot of energy. Also, in the same display settings, we can enable a dark theme, which again saves more energy because the screen is black, as you can see, and it's not using energy to display things. So it only, yeah, again, it decreases the energy requirements quite a lot by enabling this dark mode. Okay, and lastly, in your shortcuts menu, when you scroll like this, you also got a power saving mode. I'm sure you know about that. You got this power saving mode, and it saves quite a lot of battery by limiting the CPU speed, decreasing brightness, and as you can see, it also turns off always on display. So it actually does most of those things that we already discussed previously, but it does them automatically. Also, as you see, it decreases the motion smoothness to standard 60 Hz. So a lot of things we have talked about here, we can get in this power saving option automatically. So I do hope these tips were useful for you and you were able to extend the battery life. Honestly, I'm not really kidding when I'm saying that you can even triple your battery life if you implement all of them basically. And especially at night when you're not using the phone and basically turning it to the airplane mode. These Samsung phones are absolutely great for battery life when it comes in like when you're not using them during night. Other phones, even when you don't use them at night, sips quite a lot of energy, but not the Samsung ones. Samsung ones are actually quite good. Anyway, yeah, if this was helpful, make sure to hit the like button. See you!